For the record, you got Corleen online.
Okay, you ready to start, Ronnie?
Ready? I'm gonna ask that the March 2nd, 2026 minutes be approved as written. I need a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Thanks.
Okay, a few things this evening. One of them is probably the oldest one we've had in the town. It's 8386 Main Street, which has been going on for 6 to 7 years. Which every time I call Hendricks County, they give me a different excuse. And excuses always never work. The last time I talked to him, they're telling me that he hadn't been doing what he said he would do. And so they're giving him 30 days, which will be the end of this month. He's to have the place cleaned up. Now, if you've ever seen that place, you know that's impossible. And by the end of the month, if you don't have it cleaned up, they may, and I use this word, may use litigation on him. And if they do that, it will be the end of this year before they start. It's, to me, honestly, it's another story. I get tired of hearing stories from Hendricks County. If you're going to tell me you're going to do something, then that's what you should be doing. But the scare tactic is not working. So, just like that. Okay.
Is this someone that just like potentially needs help cleaning?
We
Can't have
have,
this one.
Very assertive. I
it's Hendricks County controls the zoning. And if we call if you tell me you got a problem, it's my job to call them and tell them what your problem is. Now, what Hendricks County has to do is come out here and get on somebody. And then they'll say they'll fix it, and then they never come back. And it goes on and on. So just so happened to, when I hear this story, the same thing over and over and over. Yeah. Okay, the other thing was economic revitalization that we've wanted to get started. You weren't here last time, Chris. And what this is for the town of Coatesville to help tearing down some old houses and getting some people that would willing to come into town and tear them down and build new ones. There's a 5-year tax abatement on that. That will maybe we're trying to get it up here on this other end. There's a few houses that are just sitting there. Nothing's happening. There are people that are willing to come in and buy these and build, but it's very expensive. But if you get a tax abatement and you put a new house in there for 5 years, that's a lot of money. That's to encourage people to come. Now, where this is going to be is the entire town of Coatesville is eligible for it, except Teal Lake and Briarwood. We're can't use it over there. It is controlled by the town. Eric, if I make a mistake, please stop. It is controlled by the town. Whereas if it doesn't work out or the person doesn't do what they say they're going to do, it can be pulled back. For a new house right now, the taxes, high as they are, it would save somebody a lot of money, an awful lot of money, to come here and tear some down and build new ones. So, trying to get done. In the long run, it will help the town get rid of some of the stuff and it help the people. That's what it's all about. So really, I think Eric, we got all the paper on it.
Yeah, let me get the email with the process, the way I send it around.
Got it right here.
So the town would need, if the town wants to move forward with it, they need to have a declaratory resolution, should be in there. So that would need to be motion and a second, and then any discussion and then vote on the declaratory resolution. And then what I will do is then we'll public notice it.
Mhm.
We need to have a hearing. We have to have it published twice, so I mean, you technically could have the hearing, you know, about 14 to 18 days later if you wanted to. You know, if we submitted it tomorrow, not sure it'll get in paper this week, so it might be the next week, so then add 14 days from next week. And then you have a public hearing on it. If the town then, after the public hearing, then you can adopt the confirmatory resolution, you know, the ordinance. And then once that is done, we send everything to the auditor. So if you don't call a special meeting, you should have, assuming the council decides to pass it by that first May, I mean, by the first week of May, you could have a passed ordinance if you wanted it.
Okay.
But you could also potentially go a little faster if you wanted to have a special meeting.
Well, I think if you could do it in the long run, it would help the town. It won't hurt the town. If it's controlled, and it has to be controlled. If somebody's gonna say they're gonna do it and they don't follow through, then it can be pulled. But
Yeah, and they're under the. So as part of it, we have a clawback ordinance that would say you could claw back any money that was abated if they didn't fulfill the rest of their obligations. We also have essentially a contract that the developer would sign as well.
sounds good. What do you think, Chris?
I do too.
Make a motion.
I'll say.
You know, I said I hope it works. That's the only thing I can say. I hope it works, but it may not. But I think it will. We've already got one builder wants to do it. Yes, sir.
Couldn't that be for more long-term housing instead of just like the duplexes going in, because those are just maybe a year lease? And I've seen what's happening in Clayton with a lot of the duplexes in there, they bring in a lot of people that, you know, we necessarily don't want in town.
Well,
But I
the
think they
only,
should be more restricted toward like long-term, like 5, 10 year. Like actually somebody like myself wanting to build a new house or something like that, just not build rentals.
yeah. Well, and I agree with that. The only thing that we're looking for here is if we built a bunch, a lot, and there was a tax abatement for 5 years, then it would hurt us. It
Yeah,
would
'cause
take
they're
money.
getting ready to build 2 more behind where I'm at right now.
Mhm. But,
That are gonna be rentals.
so we gotta be careful how much we do, where we do it. There's a lot more to look into that. But. Yeah, that's one thing we don't want to do is have a bunch of something that's gonna be bad in a few more years. Okay,
So you had a motion in a second.
Yeah.
And you had discussion. You have any changes after the discussion?
I don't think so.
Assuming,
No, yeah.
I'm good. So then pass 2-0, correct?
Yes,
And then when do you want to have the meeting?
Chris. Gonna have to be you.
Let me tell you when I can. You say it's gotta be,
I mean, I think to be safe, you'd want to look at, I mean, it's not gonna be much different, really, in date wise. between, I mean, because this is a late meeting, because this first is essentially the first Monday this month is one of the last days. And the first Monday in May is gonna be the 4th. So I mean, you're probably only talking a week. Different time frame, so if we want to just do it on the 4th.
That sounds good.
Good. That's good.
And they're all the documents, so you can look at them to kind of see like what is in like the development agreement, so the town can allow a certain number of lots to be developed and have a certain minimum value dollar wise as well, that type of thing. So those are all part of it. Including when they have to have construction done, started.
Yeah, I've just seen a lot of the people that's been in and out of Hawkeye stuff there in Clayton. And it's not necessarily the best.
Ready to move on? Okay, it must be my day to beat up on Hendricks County. Town of Coatesville has got 5 box beams, bridge, recycled culvert. And they're concrete. All 5 of them belong to Hendricks County. And we got one that's bad out here on Milton Street that I've been wanting to get replaced, and engineers have looked at it. But all of a sudden, I don't know, Eric, where Hendricks County passed the law or the state did that we now own those. They don't own them.
Did not hear the first part you said. Culvert, is that what you said?
Yep. We got 5 of them in town. Last time it was inspected by the county was in 1998. They actually said one need replaced and one over here need to be worked on. That was in 1998. So far, that's never happened. So now, all 5 of them belong to the town. I asked our engineer, what would the money be on replacing 5 of them? About $1 million. So should I be upset with that? I just think it's wrong. So we got one on Milton that's real bad. Street's got to be paved and it's got to be something done with it. So only other alternative we got is go with a grant, which is an 80-20 grant. So, yeah, 100 grand, I'm guessing probably cost us at least $20,000. But the only thing that gets me about the whole thing is they were all counties. Now they don't want them, so now we got them. One thing I would like to find out whose law that changed that, but
I don't understand how they can just wash their hands of it and say it's yours.
Yeah.
Gift it back to them.
well, the problem is we gotta use them. And, I'm not knocking Hendricks much anymore. I guess tonight I am, but I got a right to. It's just, I've got other projects. On the engineer, the same one. Sure, once I'm. Same engineer in 1998, same engineer we have today. Same guy. So. We have things that they started, they never finished. And we went through a lot of trouble to get the big power line poles. Remember them big metal ones? I got them out of the ditch so they could do the ditch.
Still haven't done the ditch.
Never done the ditch. And they never will until another lady runs in a ditch and then they'll all be out here. But that is whatever it is. Okay. I have asked the state, by the way, since the road's gonna be closed down, to try to clean up the roadside over here in 75, where we have street lights. They did come out and inspect it, but if they don't, we'll get started on it and do it ourselves. We'll probably have to. It is what it is. Okay. Cascade Youth League.
Yep, that's us.
Really, you don't use the name.
Yeah.
You can pass now.
You got a fence problem.
Yeah, so I wanted to, AJ Austin here, representing Cascade Youth League.
Let's see.
Just wanted to come in, start a conversation. Have
05.
open dialogue on the fencing over there. Where we stand with that, is Coatesville gonna fix it? Yeah, really and truly, that's kind of where I'm at. We've done maintenance on it for years. It's becoming more than just a patch job year in, year out.
I don't disagree with that.
So, like I said, just wanted to have that open conversation, see what you guys' thoughts were at, the way that it's bowed up at this point is.
It's dangerous.
Which
Yeah.
fence? Which fence?
The dugouts.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They're clear up.
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. That's $3,500. That's what it costs to do it. I already got a quote. And what I have to do is always say, look at this guy, Ronnie Slover, tends to pay that. And he's my man that says I got the money or I don't have the money. And so I would ask Ronnie.
Yeah, since it's ours, we gotta fix it. We had to fix it. We'll find it. We'll
Okay,
get it fixed.
then
We'll get it fixed.
we'll get it fixed. The only thing. He said it would take a full day to fix it. You're talking both diamonds.
Yeah, I mean,
The back one is worse.
yeah, the front diamond's a little bit better, especially the perimeter one. All along the dugouts and the backstop, that's bowed pretty well everywhere. The fence along the back, I mean, that's a complete, in my opinion, you might be able to save the posts. If that, and
The
3,500 really surprises me on the.
one
Right.
and in the back, I call it. It has, the backstop has to have a new bar put across because it doesn't have a bar down low where the front one does,
Right.
which is making it bow out more. That one, they're gonna do that. I think that one gets fence all the way up. Then the front one, they got a way to fix that, put the all new fence in the bottom where it needs it. The fence by the dugout right there that runs in front of that bleachers, that's gotta go.
Yep.
So that's what it is. And I don't have a date. So I'm just. I would say they get right on it.
Okay.
We've used them before, so, and
Right.
they do ball diamonds.
Is there any? That's a no if I don't ask. Is there any interest in selling CYL those diamonds to where we feel more comfortable on investing more into that facility?
I don't know if we can legally even sell
We don't sell it.
it. I don't know. I would say no. Say no.
Okay.
Next. I'll let you know, if you give me your number.
Yeah.
I'll let you know when that's gonna happen, because probably wouldn't want any ball games when they're doing that, because that's all gotta be tore out.
Right, yeah, that would be good, and then, just for clarity sake, I know it says, I've got an old agreement, you signed it in Nick, back in 2017.
Yeah,
The shelter house and surrounding buildings, we have put in, and we love our partnership with Coatesville, so let me be clear. But when we invest into, the mini barn and such on re-roofing it and adding to the structure and whatnot, and then it goes away. So, I think Jerry, I think me and you talked, I think the tracks led right over to the Andrews house. So, you know, what is considered and in that contract?
Anything that's on the property belongs to the town. It's- As I know, it's.
So our the lease. So
It's been 8 years since I thought I looked at the lease, so I don't even remember what.
I've got a copy of it if you need it.
right, and it you know it's just in simplest terms, additional cartilage around it, including shelter house can.
If,
You know, are we? And that's where some of that basic, let's see, general operating maintenance to baseball dining grounding. That's kind of just where I can get a better understanding on, okay, yeah, it was the towns. I 100% agree with you. If we're leasing it, you know, if that's our lease agreement and we're putting a roof on it and doing basic upkeep, that's one of my struggles with where the fence was. Yeah.
what roof did you put on?
It was probably in 2019, we put a black and gray roof on that double mini barn that sat right behind that back line, right off the first base side.
Oh, the big one.
Yeah, yep.
I've still got a problem with it. Roof. Plywood's peeling.
So where did the town take that mini?
No idea.
Was it given to anybody?
I think, Kobe, do you know about that? Kobe did.
What's that? I don't know. What are you talking about?
That mini barn.
The mini barn that we took down to Andrew's house?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. Well, son, I'm here to tell you, that wasn't even a mini barn when we moved it.
Yeah.
It was about to fall down.
And I think Nick Allen told us to get rid of it.
Nick said to get it out of there. It belonged to the town. Jerry and Ronnie and said,
Yeah.
Nick falling down, get it out of there.
Well, I can assure you, I'm not here to point fingers. Nick didn't say.
He did say it,
He did say.
but later denied. He said it to me.
Henry put a new roof on it, new sheeting on it. He put new runners under it,
Yeah.
you know, new doors.
The mini barn it's in the past. I'm there. You know what I mean? That's just where my hang up was with throwing money into that's all I'm getting at, and that's where I want to clarify on
Yeah.
what is considered.
Now there's one more mini barn up there.
Yeah, and it's rough. It's bad shape.
It needs to go.
It needs to go.
It needs to
It
go.
has the old cookers, the hog roast in it. And it had all the old tents that they had for the hog roast, and the mice and animals ate those up.
Well, that's the way it was with the other one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It needs to be. Decide or not. It's a mess. It is a mess.
Yeah, Nick said that.
So your question is, what was your question here?
What is considered, and just as far as, you know, if we're doing general maintenance and we're putting a roof on it, or we're, you know, the shelter house and you know, we put gable ends on the block building and all kinds of different shit. You know, how far are we supposed to go with the fence and whatnot? That's all.
Well, I think.
So are we, you know, not looking for a true definition of general maintenance, right? But, you know, and CYO's not made money either. So, you know,
You know, I know I put a metal roof on that small building up there. Just about had to because the sheeting was all rotten.
yeah,
And they put a metal on there so it'd last.
So your question is not what would be your responsibility versus what would the town's be? Is that what you're?
yeah, but different. That's, you know, it's not something that needs to be decided right now. Like I said, I'm just having a conversation.
So out there right now are some diamonds and then block buildings that we said.
There's a block building behind the front, like, there's a whole bracket ass mini barn.
That everyone agrees needs to go, at least that.
That one.
So that wouldn't really need to do, we just need to figure out who's gonna take, who's gonna be there for that issue. Right, I mean, so what's the town's position, who should remove the mini line?
Who's moved the one you got there? The old one?
That gentleman that's up there now.
Yeah. Just take care of it.
So we
I
can,
mean, it's got a lot of
Can
stuff.
you give me a little bit of heads up, because I do know there's some nets in there and whatnot, items that we put in sessions.
Yeah, just tell me whenever you're done with it.
you wanna wait till the season's over this year, or do you think it needs to go out before the season's over?
As long as it don't fall down.
No, I don't like it still fall down. If you can give me this spring, that'd be great. When you get stuff out there,
Yeah, we do.
I'll
You
get
use
back
it.
with you on.
If you wanna use it, keep on using. There's some of that stuff in there. I guess we have to go to raise.
Perfect.
Good.
Thank you.
I mean, I think it's probably fairly clear, like. If you're not satisfied with like the dirt on the dime, obviously, I mean, you're the one generally using, so that's pretty, pretty
Yeah.
good. That's something you wanna oversee the. It during the fall or whatever, I think that's probably pretty clear. The question would be like on this block building. Where would that be? And I would say. Would be my suggestion before you spend, more money than you generally would, something that wouldn't be, something that would have a multi-year use. I would
Right.
probably say, I bring that to Jerry or whatever, or Ron and say, here's what we're thinking about doing type of thing, what's the, where we're at on it. If it's something, kind of has 1 year's use, I think
Right.
that's probably fairly clear than you guys, but if it's long-term, I would say bring it to somebody. You don't necessarily have to have like bring it just before the council meeting, but just.
Have a conversation.
Yeah, we're thinking about doing this, who do you think that belongs?
Thank you. I know the town built, what, the town did that years ago.
So, yeah, then it would be kind of, if it needs to be rough, who would be responsible for that?
It would be, that one since we cleared up the town, I'd say the town. Matter of fact, we,
I generally would say that I would agree.
Yeah,
with
we
that.
just put it together.
But yeah, let's say you want something more for
Yeah.
then I would probably say, you want to put, let's say you need, I don't know. It's probably applicable, but let's say you decide you need electricity at that block. Look, it sounds like, oh, we don't really need electricity type of thing. Well, then I would say that's probably on you, but if I'm you, I'm gonna say, look, I'm gonna spend $10,000 on it. I want to make sure that we can use it for the next
Right.
5 years, that type of thing. So then I would probably say, then we probably need to come and say, this agreement says goes year to year, maybe we need to talk about extending it. Because they're gonna be investing a decent amount of money for 5 years or something. That's kind of how I would evaluate it.
Perfect. Jerry, I'll get with you at some point on water line. We've tried to fix it. We've set order less. It's fine, but we've tried fixing that. I'll get with you at a later date. No problem.
No problem. We can take care of it. Okay. Okay, anything else, Ron?
the only thing I have is that we have to, hire Amy Miller as the grant administrator for this, storm sewer project. Need a motion in a second. There's nothing signed.
I'll make a motion. Second.
Yeah.
I had a question about the stormwater. So you had people come out and look at the back of our property and my neighbor's property because it floods quite a bit. When that goes in, are you guys going to be taking any trees? Because it's a heavily wooded area back there.
Which way?
5320 Milton Street.
There will be some of those maple trees right there in the bend where it goes around the bend. I don't think there'd be that many. Really.
And will we have to take care of the trees that are taken down?
You don't have to do anything. it will be, after it's all done, it will be seeded, with taken care of, so it'll be all ready for you. And got my fingers crossed both sides that you never have water again.
What bend are you talking about making trees?
Right there at the, where the field comes down, there's a, like we gotta switch directions there, about a 45. But right behind, I'm trying to remember where I'm at there. Big trees. There's only one big tree on the whole project that's coming down. And that's the one on Smith property. It's a willow tree. That's right, planted on the sewer line, so it'd plug it up. And it did. So it accomplished it and I'm taking it out. But that's the only one, as far as any tree. No, I'm not into taking trees down. I don't want to. But it'd be a good ditch. It'd be a very good ditch, last many, many years. You get rid of all that standing water back there. It's like a swamp.
Oh, yeah, we had so many frogs back there.
I'm sorry about the frogs.
Oh, I like the
There's a
frogs. I
guy-
mean, all the cats kind of kill the frogs,
The guy surveying it said, "Is there water back there?" I said, "You didn't bring your hip waders. You're gonna need them." But, I really don't know when that's gonna start because of how wet it is. And I know it's gonna have to be late summer because it's a mess. And I'm happy to get that done. It needed done for a long time. And, that gets included with one on, Broadway. We're gonna do that in two. So we got very lucky to get that grant. Matter of fact, I got rid of it. I used to have to check.
I seen it.
Cash.
Yeah. I think,
Dad, I put it in the wallet.
well, Ronnie was gonna have them sign it, and take it to the bank. And they wouldn't take it. It wouldn't go through the machine. But anyway. Paving this year, that's up in the air. We need paving, we get it every year, that's another 80-20. But I'm not sure, this concrete thing, bridge. That is a lot of concrete, a lot of work, digging all that out. And I know it's gonna be expensive. So the only thing I know to do is try to get it on the grant at the same time we're paving, which you can do that. So that's where we're at. Anything else?
I have a question. What's the town ordinance on ATVs and stuff like that on the streets? 'Cause there's been numerous complaints about dirt bikes and four wheelers, and last night I know they were doing donuts behind the police department. On,
Yeah, we haven't gotten any calls on them.
Yeah, we've had 0 calls
so it's
on
all over the chat.
it. Well, the chatters, everything's on the chatter. And we got word of it and we've been looking, but as far as having an official complaint,
Pushed off, we did that. Cause they was down by my house by where the barriers are, before you head out of town on the trail, messing around.
You know about what time?
About 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Right before dark.
Yep, because they died over here and they ended up pushing them back down this way toward the store. It's a yellow, like 250 Suzuki.
Yeah, I heard of the yellow one and
Oh, they.
it's adults and
Yeah, right, middle age.
Wasn't that like?
I didn't see the white truck.
yeah, we saw the chatter pages too. A little late, but
Seen the yellow one, but I've seen the green one.
I think the thing that spooks me is the electric bikes.
Oh, yeah, they fly them down.
You gotta remember, you can't see them, you can't hear them, all of a sudden they're there.
And they don't stop. Crosswalk like you're supposed to.
I mean, it's a little scary.
I know Plainfield's having a big issue with the mopeds riding on the trail. For the, like, mini bikes you buy at Tractor Supply and stuff too. It says no motorized vehicles, but
well, we have a idea of who it might be on the bikes. But we don't know for certain, but we'll look at the camera, see.
I
if we
got
can-
That's why I was asking, but
I mean, technically, they're legal now on the streets. But you gotta be riding them in a safe manner, you gotta be a licensed driver. Um, I did an investigation today and whether it's illegal to do wheelies, technically, there's nothing in the law that says both tires have to be on the ground, so. But it's gotta be done, in you know, everything's gotta be in a safe manner and legal.
So it's not an ICC.
Is that?
You have to have an ICC number for that you,
Well, they have to be light plated, have to be
Light
licensed,
plated, yeah.
or a DNR tag,
okay. Yeah,
sticker on it.
that's what I was thinking.
I mean, they changed the law here back a couple of years, was it a couple of years ago, Chad?
Everything west of 525 east in Hendricks County
Now allows it,
now allows it on the roadways.
provided it's licensed, it's operated in the correct manner, licensed driver, so forth.
Same way with golf carts, you know, you have to be a licensed driver.
And have you had any more problems with the people down at the other end?
Yep.
Because I've sat out there for hours on end at the
I think
cellular
last
lot
weekend they had
there.
that blue. They've been using to cut wood with. They've got wood out of the railroad track.
Oh, yeah,
Right through on the property. Yeah.
okay.
And they got the blue and silver one around, the white one that you sit back here and they chopped the top off it and got it running back there too, with no top off.
They do it on their property?
But the blue and silver one's still coming through town.
Okay,
It comes into town and heads out west on Main Street.
He's got a heavy foot.
Yeah, the blue and silver was loud. No hell, no plays, no nothing. Even about 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock at night? Yeah, I've been out, I haven't found it yet, but I may have seen it, I just.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
One other thing to bring up, it's not, most people wouldn't think that it's important. So the stray cat population in Coatesville is like god awful. And it's getting worse. Like I personally have taken 11 or 12 ferals and I've gotten them fixed. I have a colony of 10 right now that I take care of, but I talked to the Hendricks County Humane Society, the lady that's in charge of DNR, and she said that she's not allowed to DNR. She said a couple years ago that she was told that they were not allowed to by the Coatesville Department. She said that it was someone's personal cat.
Oh.
It's like, why do you have your cat outside if they're not fixed? Aggressive if they're not fixed. Cats can carry rabies, whereas TNR is completely free. They'll bring them back, they get a rabies shot, and they get all of their just general shots, and then we won't have as big of a problem with ferals. Oh, and they, cats will spray everything.
And if there's two anywhere in the vicinity of each other, they will fight.
Oh, yeah, like bad.
Because they're territorial.
But yeah, I didn't know if we could potentially reach out to them and have them come in DNR because it's completely free.
Well, the last go around we had with it, somebody was coming out and trapping them, taking them back, getting them fixed and whatnot, and then bringing back and releasing them. But the problem at that point, they were going onto people's property
And get the cat.
and getting
Right.
cats.
So they'll go into the truck, come and get them and then bring them back. And I mean, the lady I talked to, like, she does it all over the place. And like, if there's any issues with fleas, like they'll come out and flea bomb for you.
Yeah, I don't
Like
think
if they get permission, can they come? Cause I just. There's just so many ferals.
I don't think we've ever told anybody that they can't come.
This was years ago, like we've only been here.
Yeah.
Was against that lady that was, you know, it was a gentleman at that time that was coming out and trapping cats. And they tag them, they know where they tagged them, where they picked them up. They take them back and, I don't know, certain amount of time, they come back and they release them again. But
It's just until the anesthesia wears off, because otherwise you're gonna put theory high cats rooming. Like,
Yeah, I mean, they're welcome to come out. We've never told them not to
Okay.
stop doing anything or nothing like
I can
that
read
from the police department.
because I know especially like a convenience store, there's a lot of
Yeah.
cats in that
Oh,
area.
yeah,
I
they're,
know kittens especially, and it's like, I mean, my main goal was first get my females fixed because I'm like, no more kittens, like please no more. You're cute, but I can't feed all of you.
I know it's so bad right there. It's almost like you need to put a cat crossing sign over them, back and forth across Milton Street by the food store. That's every time I go through there, I gotta stop for cats.
go to small business, get a small business loan, start your cat farm.
Well, my husband converted an old chicken coop on our property into a cat shack. And like I feed them twice a day. They get flea medicine once a month and dewormers. It's fun.
It's up here.
Every time I see a barrel, I'm like, I'll bring it home. And he's like, no more, please, no more.
You're the town's official cat lady.
Well, there's another girl, she takes in kittens, she fosters them. Because people are more inclined to adopt kittens, they are from adult cats.
Anything else? Turn it off.
Yeah, I want an ordinance, they can go ban people